Caitlin Clark's surprise appearance in Indy sent fans into a frenzy. Caitlin Clark fans got the ultimate surprise while visiting a Wilson pop-up activation for WNBA All-Star weekend. As they were walking in, fans were greeted by the 2025 All-Star and reigning Rookie of the Year, who was working a shift at the register herself. The surprise was a delightful moment, as the pop-up was a celebration of the athlete's signature series, which is available for purchase at both the Wilson pop-up activation and Wilson.com. This latest collaboration between the two was developed by a team of women product designers at Wilson who collaborated closely with Caitlin throughout the process and introduces 4 new basketballs into the collection: Embrace, Aspire, Oasis, and Envision. Together, Clark and the Wilson team gathered key insights to create unique designs, highlighting the elements that keep Caitlin motivated and centered. The basketballs are available in a range of price points, offering more options to athletes and fans alike. Of the new collection, Clark said via a statement, "I love working with Wilson to create these signature basketballs, and I hope this collection helps to inspire young girls and boys to get out and play. I'm really excited about the designs because they share even more about me as a person and player." The shop is located on the corner of Meridian and Georgia St. in downtown Indy and will be open again from 12 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No one saw it coming. Not the broadcasters. Not the security guards. Not even the woman next to me wearing a custom number 22 Fever jersey with Clark County stitched on the back in glittering red thread. But then it happened. A ripple swept through Gamebridge Fieldhouse like a gust of wind before a storm. Phones flew into the air. Cheers erupted mid-commercial break. Even the PA announcer stumbled for a moment. It was real. Caitlin Clark, injured, benched, thought to be resting at home, had just walked into the arena. Not through the players' tunnel. Not from a team bus or under an oversized umbrella. She entered quietly from the side tunnel, wearing jeans, a crisp white hoodie, and that trademark high ponytail. No cameras, no entourage, just her, walking with a soft smile and a subtle limp, taking her place courtside. And just like that, the night became something else. The injury that took her off the court, but not out of hearts. Just a week earlier, Clark had been ruled out of the All-Star weekend with a nagging groin injury, an ailment that had slowed her down for weeks before finally sidelining her completely. Fans across the country mourned her absence. Indianapolis especially felt the sting. After all, the All-Star game was in her city. This was supposed to be her weekend. But true to form, Caitlin made a move no one expected. She showed up anyway. The crowd that lost its mind. When word spread that Clark had entered the building, it was like someone flipped a switch. The game almost became secondary. A "Let's go, Caitlin" chant started in the upper deck and rolled down like a thunderclap. Families stood on their seats. Security couldn't contain the crowd of kids trying to catch a glimpse. Social media exploded with blurry photos captioned, "She's here, fire, fire, fire." You'd have thought Taylor Swift just walked into a coffee shop. But it was something more personal. This was their star. Their rookie. Their reason for believing in Indiana basketball again. And she showed up. A queen in the crowd. Clark didn't need to say a word. Her presence said everything. She smiled and waved. She hugged teammates, high-fived fans, and even snuck in a few coaching pointers during timeouts. For someone who wasn't playing, she owned the arena like she never left it. Even Fever coach Stephanie White shook her head in disbelief afterward. "We planned the rotations. We planned the plays. But we didn't plan for Caitlin walking in and stealing the show from the bench. That's her power." The scoreboard ticked on. The Fever went on a run. But every break in the action brought the camera back to Clark, and the crowd roared again. A message without a microphone. Caitlin Clark didn't make a speech. She didn't hold a press conference. She didn't even post about the appearance ahead of time. But her message was clear. "I'm still here. And I'm not done." In a league still learning how to balance talent with spotlight, Clark knows how to wield both. Even in street clothes, even from the sideline, she reminded everyone why she's the most talked about athlete in women's sports today. One moment that went viral. Late in the fourth quarter, during a timeout, a little girl, maybe 7 years old, wearing a pink Fever jersey 3 sizes too big, was lifted onto her dad's shoulders and waved frantically. Clark noticed. She smiled, pointed, and mimed shooting a 3. The little girl mimicked the move back. That clip? It's now got 6 million views and counting. No dunks. No buzzer beaters. Just a wink and a pretend three-pointer from a star who understands that her presence isn't just performance, it's permission. Permission to dream. To show up, even when you're hurting. To still be great, even if you're off the floor. A city reignited. Indianapolis had planned for this all-star weekend like it was hosting royalty. And in many ways, it was. They rolled out murals, food trucks, banners, and buses wrapped in Caitlin Clark's face. But when the injury news dropped, the city seemed to sigh in collective disappointment. Then she walked in, and it didn't feel like a letdown anymore. It felt like a homecoming. The Fever family vibe. Her teammates were buzzing afterward. Aaliyah Boston told reporters, "We were just as surprised. 1 second we're breaking a timeout. The next second I'm getting tapped on the shoulder, and she's standing behind me smiling." You could feel the whole place shift. Even the Sky players, Indiana's rivals, smiled when asked about her presence. "Game respects game," one said. "You can't deny the vibe she brings." What's next for Caitlin? Her injury will take time. The Fever medical staff has hinted she may return in August, just in time for the playoff push. But no one's rushing her. Not the fans, not the team. Because now, thanks to one surprise appearance, everyone knows something important. Even when she's not playing, Caitlin Clark is never truly absent. She is the spirit in the crowd, the hope in the kids' eyes, the spark on the bench. She is, simply put, Indiana's pulse.